A group of high school students traded their classrooms for hospital scrubs Monday, getting a first-hand look at careers in healthcare during a Career Special Quest event at Rochelle Community Hospital. About a dozen students participated in the interactive program, which featured mock surgeries, clinical demonstrations, and hands-on practice with essential medical skills. Under the guidance of hospital staff, students learned how to give injections, start IVs, and even place sutures using pig feet. The program coordinator says the goal was to spark early interest in healthcare careers and help students better understand the opportunities that are available in a rural hospital setting.
I like that hometown feel. I think that we can give better personalized care here. We may not have all of the fancy specialties, but like taking care of the people in your community, the people that you know, the people that you care about, that also adds another element that I think working in a hospital like Rochelle Community Hospital, I would think would generate some interest.